Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So good start to the day. Nice reaction to previous support. I think in yesterday's video I highlighted to you that even though we are still above the orange support box, we are already in support because first of all, you can add the 38.2 fib level. You can see there is support already starting and we had structural support in this region. So we did react. We made a lower low. And you can actually count this ABC structure as complete. So it could very well be, by the way, I need to relabel that as a WXY. This is of course invalid. 1 second, let me just do that. WXY. So we've got a WXY pattern and in the Y wave, we've got the C wave and the C wave can be counted as complete. So we possibly completed wave 2 in blue here on overnight basically and can now be watching if we are able to break out. This is certainly the next opportunity for the bulls to do it. We had a good start and I'm counting a possible small 1, 2, 3. This could be a 4 now and another wave up missing. Then we've got the first wave of the third wave. So those 1-2 setups never seem to end, right? But yeah, at some point it just needs to do it. It just needs to go through and go up. Now, again, is it guaranteed to break out here? No, of course not. But we see the next attempt of the bulls. We're holding support. That's important. We did talk about it throughout the entire weekend. As long as we're holding 17.17, my assumption is that a breakout is in play. But this can, of course, retest lower support areas. Yeah, if the bears fail, or no, sorry, if the bulls fail, they will fail here. Did mention that as well. The reason is that we are just below resistance. I mean, all of this is a large resistance area, but if we break through it, this is go time. Okay, so as you can see here, you know, Ethereum was rejected quite a few times, and it tries to get through. So far, the bulls have not been strong enough, but they managed to push it higher, yeah, and touch that ceiling again. And eventually it needs to, or Ethereum needs to break out above 1848 to 1860. That is really where those top wicks are ending. And until then, we could easily just be, again, in some sort of a complex corrective wave structure. But what happens if the bulls are failing here? Well, it's not too much of a problem for the bulls because they just go back into a higher degree bullish scenario. We've got a layered level or a layered section of support levels here in this entire region. Remember, we rallied in a possible wave 1 impulse of the 10th of March lows to the 19th of March highs, and then there are different possibilities how this can unfold. For example, we can say we had an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. No, it needs to be WXY, but that this was a wave 1, this was a wave 2, and we're just putting in place here another 1-2 setup and could take off from there. So we've got a possible launch pad here in that support area, or wave 1 and then A wave, all of this a large B wave, and we would now come down in C, a little bit deeper. So we've got different support areas here along the way, and you could say overall, as long as 1472 is holding, we've got a good likelihood for these 1-2 setups to work out. Yeah, it's just, the question is just which support area do we use? 1717. Below that we've got 1662. Below that we've got 1472. And at the moment I'm using this one because this is the one that's currently relevant and that's currently holding. And that's support at 1717. Of course, it can find support above, but this is sort of the key level. If we break below 1717, it means we have to think about a different scenario, a different bullish setup, because it wouldn't be bearish, it would just be a different bullish setup, just because we're just dropping into next support. Yeah, so it's not bearish if we lose support. That's the work that the bulls have done in the last few weeks. They've put a lot of support areas in place here that can be used if the bears push them back. But yeah, I mean, we've got everything again here also on the chart, everything we need. We've got this large 1-2 setup that started in November, 1-2. We've got another one, 1-2, which might now be done. And then here a very small one, 1-2. And if the bulls take off from here, they should do it now, because you don't want 4 or 5 1-2 setups. It will get messy and will then become unlikely and might show that they will fail and will get deeper retracement, still in a bullish scenario, but it just means a bit of a deeper retracement, which I would personally welcome, because then I could scale in a little bit lower. But if we just take off from here, that's fine as well. Then we get the breakout done straight away. I just want to highlight again, this is the place where the bulls can break out, but if they fail, they will fail here. It's basically what you could call a make or break point. But either way, if we get pushed back, or if the bulls get pushed back, there are a lot of support levels along the way. So what I mean is, whatever happens here in the shorter time frame, in the smaller time frame, would still be within the same scenario of a 1-2 setup that could take off in a third wave. Yeah. So those micro level counts and structures, they of course change quickly, and we need to adjust to them. But yeah, I mean, so far this is still valid as this blue 1-2 setup, and we need to be watching if we can now rally higher. We can certainly count the ABC complete here. The C wave had 5 waves, and that's always when we need to start watching. Now, what we need to be watching out for now is the first level of confirmation that we are already rallying in a third wave, would be a break above the B wave high, that's 1827. Better is a break above the X wave high though at 1847, and then we just need to take out 1860. And I think above that is go time, because likelihood is that a lot of bears, a lot of short sellers place their stop losses somewhere there, and you know, probably somewhere above 1860 and maybe some above 1847. So if they get triggered, I think we have a good chance of go time, right, and a FOMO rally. But first the bulls need to show up, and all they need to do now is just to do it. We have probably the best setup in the chart that we've had in a long time. Now, a good setup doesn't mean it will work out, but it just means everything's prepared in the chart. The chart is charged up, and of course it can still fail, and that's why we manage risk. But it's certainly an opportunity, and probably the best one that we've had for a long time, because a series of so-called 1-2 structures has been put in place, and yeah, the support areas are very well defined, the invalidation points are very well defined, and they should all be known. They're on the chart, and yeah, let's see. It could be an interesting day. It's not enough price action for me to confirm yet that we are in a third wave, but we can be watching if wave 2 was finished. But as you know, this could still become a more complex WXY, so there's nothing stopping the chart to do something like this with a lower Y wave. And that this was, yes, a wave W, this was a wave X, yes, but this here was just the A wave. We're now putting a B wave in place and come down in an ABC and wave Y a little bit lower, just to show you how this could work out. W, X, Y, of Y, that's possible. You can get a Y wave in the Y wave, a WXY in the Y wave, absolutely. Or even a more exotic WXYXZ correction, but they're really rare, and normally you can just use a WXY for that. But this is possible. It's a really strong range up there, a really strong resistance area. But if they can push through here, I mean, this is also relating sort of to the I mean, we've now been in this area since the 17th of March, and you have a lot of volatility up there actually. So it shows you there is a lot of buying volume, but a lot of people taking profits as well. But if the bulls are still very strong up there. It's not that it's getting rejected and we crash down. So that means if those bears don't make it, then it should be go time. So it will be interesting, an interesting week, certainly. So the potential should be clear, the levels should be clear. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.